city right behind me. If I fall, they got me. Learn from that failure, gain humility, and then we keep marching.
Can we go back? This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Good morning, Keyport High School. I'm one of your anchors for the 2021 school year, Owen C. David, and this is KeyTV, the key to your news. Let's get started by letting you all know that this year's show will look a little different. With the students on a hybrid and remote learning schedule, producer Miss Town will face many obstacles with segments that will have to undergo many changes. In addition, the show will be working with the two classes at the same time, allowing students to share more responsibilities in the production world. You might see some segments that are in person and some that are recorded through Zoom or Google Meet. Please be patient with us as we accumulate ourselves to this new adjustment. To give us some more insight at the changes at KHS, let's look at our field reporter, Tyler Colgate's interview with Mr. Waters.
Hello, this is Tyler Calga from KeyTV, and I'm here with Mr. Waters, principal of KHS. To start off, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I can't wait for next Tuesday when you guys start to come back. How are you?
Good, pretty good. All right. First question, what is your outlook of the school year?
That's a great question, Tyler. This has definitely been the roughest and toughest 6 months of my professional career. As with everybody else, everybody's going through things since COVID started. So my outlook on this year is, we're going to do the best that we possibly can to return to whatever normalcy we can return to after the 6-month layoff. So I'm hoping that we could do the right thing, not only as a school, but as a county and as a state, and eventually as a country, and wipe this thing out so we could get back to normal as soon as possible. So, with all the restrictions we have in place, my outlook is always going to be that we have a positive school year, and the students are just happy to be back in person.
Great answer. Hope the same thing happens.
So we've learned a lot of things through this process. We learned that we could have virtual school when needed, but we've also learn that nothing will ever replace the brick and mortar, kids coming into a building, sitting in class, socializing with other students and teachers, and learning the way that we've always learned. So it's definitely, it's been a huge obstacle in everybody's lives. The impact it's had, I'm afraid that students in the formative years are missing out on, the skills that are needed to learn at further extents as they get older. But I'm confident that if we get back into the building, we can make up and close those gaps.
All right. Next question. How have school sports and other activities been affected by COVID-19?
Yeah, so we're still working out all the kinks with clubs and activities. Sports is a different story. Under the guidance of the NJSIAA, they put together a wonderful plan this summer to try to have sports return to some type of normalcy. There were definitely stringent rules put in place with health checks and screenings prior to kids participating. It was a lot of work, and I can't thank Mr. Flynn as our athletic director, Miss O'Donnell as our athletic trainer, Miss McGlue as our school nurse, and all the volunteers that were out there, helping scan our kids and check in, after their health checks so they could participate in what they call that summer recreation period. So it was definitely something that we were never, ever expecting or used to. But I do praise the NJSIA for putting together a great plan. And it seems like, knock on wood, that plan has worked thus far. Obviously, those of you that follow high school sports, seasons are an abbreviated season now. Sports like soccer and field hockey will be grouped with schools that are basically closer to them and playing them twice a week, and then waiting a week to play another group home and away. And so the scheduling was a little bit unique as well, but the athletic directors did a wonderful job with that.
Yeah, sports across the country are starting to reopen, happen again. Baseball, football, very important to know what's going to happen with people. Now rolling into our next question. What do you think of Mr. Wesley now being the Dean of Discipline?
Mr. Wesley is going to be wonderful. I've gotten a chance to, I've known Mr. Wesley for a very long time as one of my teachers. This Dean of Discipline position came about with the move of Mr. Flynn having to go down to the Central School to become the vice principal there, and me at the high school really not having a vice principal. So this position was created to fill in a pseudo administrator role. And Mr. Wesley did a wonderful job throughout the process, and throughout this summer, working hand in hand with him, it's been great. And he has a great rapport with all the students. He's well respected throughout the building. He's energetic. He's charismatic. He'll stop at nothing to implement all of these rules and regulations, staying on top of attendance, and also being that person that people can come to with any type of situation. So I'm definitely very excited to have him as our Dean of Students.
Yeah, I think you made a great choice. He's a definitely very popular teacher among our school. He's one of my personal favorites.
But I do want to just give a quick plug to the work that was done this summer, if you don't mind, Tyler. So again, I just want to make sure everybody's aware that the delayed opening of the school year for in-person instruction was not due to COVID. It was due to a little bit of overtime of our major construction project. And I'm sure everybody's aware of all the work that went into the school, but we have a full operating HVAC system in place. Every classroom has its own air conditioning. It's beautiful. When you first walk into your classrooms, you might be overtaken by the size of the units, but they did the best that they can, and I love the way the system works. Our entire building is climate controlled. Our hallways have air conditioning, so instead of sweating to get to one room that has air, our entire school building is climate controlled. And I'm just so proud of everything that was done, and so lucky to be part of the community that had taxpayers to support this project. This was a major overhaul of our building. And all of you are aware that our building is an old school building. I love our building. It's got a lot of character to it. But now every classroom is climate controlled. It's comfortable. We have new drop ceilings throughout, new flooring throughout the building. The first floor, where everybody remembers the pipes were exposed from the corner of 106 down to the art room, has a drop ceiling, new lighting, ventilation. It looks amazing, and there's more work to get done aesthetically as the school year moves on. So I am so excited and so fortunate to be part of this project, and I really can't wait for you guys to come in and see it for yourselves and be comfortable in your learning environment.
Thank you, Mr.
No problem. There you go.
Everyone, this is KeyTV signing off. Have a good day.
Take care. Thank you. Thanks, Tyler.
September is Suicide Awareness Month, and although the month is ending, at KeyTV, we would like to remind everyone that learning doesn't stop there. Take some suggestions from the following PSAs.
This time of month, we take time to be aware and mindful of suicide. Talk to your friends and family about how you're feeling. We're not here to judge, we're here to help.
I think that suicide awareness is a very important topic because you never know what somebody is going through. Make sure to check up on your loved ones and see how they are doing.
September is Suicidal Awareness Month, but it doesn't have to end there. We need to continue for looking out for those people who need help or just to talk to them.
It takes 5 to save lives. Look for change in behavior, for example, not wanting to eat and having no energy.
Learn about different therapists or people that you could talk to.
Practice self-care. Take time for yourself and do what you enjoy doing.
Reach out and let them know that they're not alone.
Talk to people who care about you and your feelings.
Again, those hotline numbers are real, and if you need anyone to talk to, we have counselors in our building, as well as trusted teachers or administrators who can help. And speaking of someone who can help, let's see Jason Shores learned about Mr. Wesley's new position at the high school, and how he will be helping in a very different way.
Hello everyone, I am Jason Shores with KeyTV, and today we have a very special and exciting interview with Mr. Wesley. Have anything to say before we start, Mr. West?
Well, I want to welcome everybody to a great school year. I know this is not the most ideal situation to come back to school, but I am looking forward to having students coming into the building and making a positive influence. So welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back, everyone. All right, so first, tell us about your new position as Dean of Students and Supervisor for the clubs and activities.
All right, so Deans of Students is basically, I am like a vice principal, but without being a vice principal. So I'm in charge of all the discipline for Keyport High School. So I'll be walking around the hallways, popping into classes. You know, hopefully I never see any kids in the ideal world, because if you're in my office, that means it's not a good thing. I'll be doing cafeteria duty. I'm going to be doing the morning security checks with everybody coming into the building. And I'm going to be conferencing with students. Hopefully I can get some kids in for positive things like praise referrals. And my ultimate goal is to try to, change the climate and culture of Keyport High School. Like, I want to change how students interact with one another and stay away from the negative and more towards the positive. In terms of clubs and activities, I'm kind of just a data collector. I get all the information from all the teachers, and I give everything to Mr. Waters. And then he oversees, what the clubs, in terms of the teachers. But I'm just basically the guy who gathers all the information and gets it to him.
Oh, that's really cool. That's actually a very large job, though. Do you have any big plans for any of the clubs this year?
Well, I am running chess club for the first time. Last year was volunteer. This year we're running chess club, and they're going to be trying to set everything up virtually and physically in the building. And that was one of the big things that, we had to set up with all the different teachers. It was like, how can you do your club to the kids that physically come to Keyport, but how do you reach their virtual learners as well? So, I'm excited for what the clubs have to offer. I know Miss Cowan's coming up, the wheels are turning on how she's going to do a play or what she's going to do. And I know that there's a lot of, social and emotional learning aspects to it, like how we can reach our virtual kids. So I'm very excited to see what all the other teachers are going to come up with and how we're going to do this in this crazy world.
Yeah, I'm excited for this year, to be honest. It's a little iffy on the start so far because it's delayed going back, but
But we have air conditioning now. That was what the delay was.
Yeah.
Right now, you're going to go into a climate-controlled classroom. You're not going to be hot. You're going to be ready to learn. And I know you guys are excited to come back and see your teachers and your friends. So it's exciting. It's like first day of school all over again, especially for me.
And chess club sounds like a pretty good one for half online, half not back. You can just do online chess, and it's the same thing, really.
Well, and we have a website for that. So, and I set up a Google Classroom with Google Meets, so we could, just basically, all right, I want to play Jason on chess, and we can set up the Google Meet so we can talk, and we go to this one website and we play chess. Like, it doesn't matter if you're physically in the building or you're at home. We can do it.
Get easier than that.
And if you can beat me, that's another story.
And last one, what do you look forward to the most this school year in the new position?
Making positive change. I understand, I am the disciplinarian, so I'm the bad guy when it comes to doing the right thing, but I'm hoping that I can change the way students interact with one another. I want to be a positive role model. I want to create better citizens. Those of you, I know you had me for history, if I'm not mistaken. Did you? No, you didn't. But all my other former students that had me for history, one of my biggest things, how I always, end my class or how I talk to my class was, I want to make you a better citizen. So if I can change the mentality of how kids interact in a positive manner, we can create a better future, right? Everything that we're experiencing right now, we have political discourse, we have racial tensions, we have, people that just don't like other people because of whatever. Like, we are the future, right? You guys are the future. And we have a job. I feel like I have a job to create a a positive influence, so that maybe we can be the ripple of change for the future. So the biggest thing I'm looking forward to, that I'm the most excited in the new position, is maybe I can make change in our high school for the better. And if I can do that, if I can reach, a couple kids, and that's something that they instill in their kids when they have kids, or if that's something that they instill in their friends with, like, hey, like, we don't act that way. We're making change. And that's what it's all about. I want Keyport High School to be a place where people want to be. I want Keyport High School to be a place where kids feel safe. I want Keyport High School to be the model for other schools to be like, hey, let's do it like Keyport does.
I completely agree. I want our school to be somewhere for everybody to be happy and just be comfortable.
Me too. And I hope I can do it. I know I'm going to do it. So no hoping. I'm gonna.
I think everybody can confidently say that we're excited for what you're going to bring to the school this year.
I hope so. And don't come to my office for bad stuff. That's bad. No.
I'll come to visit.
You can come and visit. But
That's
only
it.
with a mask and socially distance.
Yep. All right, that's it, Mr. West.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Good luck, Mr. Wesley. And now's a great time to catch up on the sports world at Keyport High. While clubs and activities have not fully been addressed yet, please be patient as advisors and administrators work together safely to find new ways of starting up meetings and so forth. For now, let's get started on the Port Sports Report from various field reporters from both classes.
Hi, I'm Indira Mehta reporting to you on behalf of Ms. Toro, Keyport High School's cheerleading head coach. We asked her how she felt about the new normal and cheerleaders coming back to school for the season, and what precautions did we have to take for the new season. And she responded with saying that she was excited and honored to have us back, and it was very weird going into the new normal, but that's what we're gonna have to do, and she's excited to just see us back from the break. And the new precautions we have to take is us being 6 feet apart, having our mask on at all times, and that we all have to make sure that we know our surroundings in and out of practice to make sure that we are safe.
I'm here with Keyport High School's cheer captain. Hi. And my question for you is, what are you most excited about for your senior team?
I'm most excited about it being our last game of the season, first game of the season, and my last game cheering for high school, and that it's our senior game. It's all about us.
I'm excited, but I'm also sad because it's our last first game, and I'm not going to do cheer after high school, so kind of sad.
What are you most excited about for the season?
Spending time with my whole team, got new freshmen coming up, and having to enjoy this big cheer family.
Yeah, I'd say spending time with the team and my stunt group and making sure like everything is good, just bonding with them, like team bonding stuff.
And what will you miss the most about the season?
I'm gonna miss my coaches, my stunt group that I've been with for the past 4 years, and I'm gonna miss all of our bus rides to the away games, listening to music and jamming out, and coming home and sleeping on the buses, and getting ready before games and everything, taking pictures.
I'm gonna miss seeing Neil's beautiful face every day.
Wow, that's me. All right, thank you.
Bye.
Hi KeyTV, I'm Emily and I'm here with the girls soccer coach, Coach Norell. I'm going to be asking her some questions. How many years have you been coaching soccer for?
Ooh, I've probably been coaching for at least over 8 years.
And how many of them have you been at Keyport?
This is my second year at Keyport.
And what's your favorite part about coaching?
Favorite part? Ooh. Probably when we do something in practice and I see it in a game. It's like that teacher-coach aha moment. I think that's my favorite part.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm here with the seniors of the girls soccer. What has been the best thing playing for Keyport?
The best thing playing for Keyport would have to be seeing everyone like every day at practices and just playing my favorite sport.
As a senior captain, your role is obviously to keep the team motivated. How do you keep the team motivated? That's how
Me and Emily like to be supportive. We definitely like to bring the team up. We're always talking and just
communicating
and working together.
Trying to push each other to do better.
What is your favorite memory about playing Keyport soccer?
My favorite memory would definitely have to be the one night game that we had against Christian, and it was like I think we tied that game, right? It was like 5-5. I think we tied 5-5, but it was just like a really like fun game. It was hard, but very like even too. Like it was a good game.
The part about playing soccer for keeper was probably my freshman year when we beat Modern Day. Like, we just destroyed them. So it felt really good. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Welcome to KeyTV. I'm Daniel Gross, and today I'm joined here by a very special guest, the head coach of our very own football team, Coach Jason Glesman.
Thanks for having me, Danny.
So the first question I want to ask you is, what do you want Keyport football to represent?
Keyport football has represented toughness, pride. All right, those two things go hand in hand. Being proud of how tough you are, but it's not just a physical toughness, it's a mental toughness. You know, I want any guy who plays football to be mentally tough in all aspects of life. I love the game of football. I love coaching the game of football because it teaches you so much about life. Life is tough, football's tough, but mentally tough people are the ones that are usually successful. Mentally tough people are the ones that usually do well. So I feel Keyport football, if we could be mentally tough and physically tough, that's a recipe for success, in my opinion.
So that goes right into the second question. What specific traits do you want to see from your players on game day in the field?
Really, you know, we talk about a lot of different things on game day, and we never want to be bigger than the moment. We actually talked about it in practice today, right? We said, you know, frustration happens, you can be frustrated, but don't ever, you know, let it overwhelm you. You know, we live in this concept and belief and philosophy of the next play, you know, next play mentality. So, you know, I want to have guys that can enjoy their success, can identify maybe their failures or their frustrations, but either or move forward onto whatever next task is at hand.
And what would you say it would take for this team to not just succeed, but make it to the postseason and make some noise there?
The biggest thing for this team to have success is to come together. Football, unlike any other sport, you need all 11 players on the field working in unison. And when all 11 players are working in unison, you usually have a lot of success. And if there's 70 football plays in the game, you could have 2 plays where one guy isn't in line with the rest of the 11. And then, you know, that's where the difference is. So, you know, for us to be successful this year, for us to do well and win each game that we have at hand in front of us, this team needs to come together. And we've done a really good job of that so far. It's something that happens and continues throughout the year. And the closer the team gets, you would hope and anticipate there are more wins. And as the wins build, the team gets closer, and then you get to where you want to be.
And you coached for multiple years at the college level and at a coaching stint at Plainfield High School. After all those years of experience, what is the coaching philosophy that you believe will make this team successful on and off the field as young?
I think, I know I don't want to repeat myself. You know, a lot of it I think has to do with some of the things I talked about before. But it's just, you know, you got to be proud of yourself. You know, when you're going out, whether you're on the football field, whether you're in the classroom, whether you're out in town, you're representing your family, you're representing yourself, you're representing this team. And you need to carry yourself with pride. You need to hold yourself accountable for the decisions that you make, because it not only does it represent you, but it represents a lot of other people as well.
All right, so thanks for your time, Coach, and I really appreciate you letting us interview you.
Happy to be here, happy to coach you guys. Let's have a fun year.
Good luck to all the teams as they begin their actual games this week. We look forward to reporting on that further on our next show. Reporters Abby Borelli and Matt Matrick met with Keyport resident John Merla to discuss how businesses were affected in Keyport during the pandemic. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Abby Borelli, and this is Matt Metrick from KeyTV, and today we're going to be talking with Keyport resident and public advocate for business, John Merla.
John, with your knowledge, how has the pandemic affected local businesses?
Well, from what I've seen going back to March, a lot of businesses had to close, unfortunately, their businesses temporarily until the state of New Jersey allowed them to open safely. Keyport is very, very fortunate that we had a lot of businesses that opened their doors and opened new businesses during this time.
Would you say that the businesses have recovered now that it's 6 months from when everything shut?
Honestly, no. And I tell you this, because allowing a business to reopen an eatery at 25% inside, maybe by the time October comes around, maybe November, if we move that to 50%, you know, it's going to be hard because some businesses aren't going to have that beautiful weather for outside dining. They're going to have to dine inside. They're going to have to readjust. I think it's a struggle, and I think it's unfortunate that the businesses will have to reorganize and come up with new ideas for safety reasons and for the safety of the residents.
When do you think that recovery will happen?
It's hard to say because some businesses, honestly, are doing better now than they've ever done before. And when I say that, I mean some businesses, more people are eating out, more people are calling for delivery, more people are in need of supplies and food. So some of our local businesses are doing better. However, some of the businesses that aren't doing better are the businesses that we need to concentrate on. I always say, with that support for one another, our businesses will continue to grow, our businesses will be stable, and our businesses in this community tend to help one another. So with that all together, I think we're on our way to road to recovery.
Well, thank you for your time. Once again, this is Abby and Matt from KeyTV. Back to you guys in the studio.
It is important to support our small businesses in your town. So next time you're not sure whether you should order out or buy someone a special gift, consider Keyport at Union Beach so that we can help our businesses thrive in. It's also important to wear your mask, as they seem like the number one way to avoid getting COVID. Interestingly enough, some people don't know how to wear them properly. Perhaps these next few clips will help.
This is how you properly wear a mask. This is how you don't wear a mask.
Finally, we've been exposed to the new buzzwords this past 6 months. Whether or not we want to incorporate them in our daily lives, it's up to each person. And yet, sometimes it can't just be helped, like in our next clip, for example.
Hey Connor,
Hey, Sean.
can you believe the new norm?
No, this pandemic has really put us in a new world.
These unprecedented times have everyone going crazy.
Who knew a pandemic was going to cause a toilet paper shortage?
It's unprecedented how people acted.
The COVID pandemic better go away by 2021 or I'm gonna go crazy.
The duration is unprecedented. In March, I thought this was going to be over by about July.
You know what really bugs me during this pandemic?
Well, that could be anything considering these times are so unprecedented.
How we keep hearing the same words everywhere, especially like, this is our new world and life-changing. These words are overused and relentlessly used. Before the pandemic, I rarely heard them.
Oh my gosh, it's unprecedented. How often they use the same words. Tell me about annoying.
Yeah,
Well, these life-changing times are also changing my schedule. I gotta run, but I'll catch you later.
Be safe, especially during this pandemic.
Well, that's all we have time for today. As always, KeyTV promises to inform and entertain you, and each month you will see improvements as we get used to our new platform. It's been great to be back at Keyport High School. Hang in there, everybody. Be sure to subscribe to the Keyport High School YouTube channel, and we'll see you next month. I'm Owen C. David, and this is KeyTV, the key to your news.